This is episode 2 to this video. Check it out if you want some context. Hi, I'm Al Friendly, and welcome back to the Pineville Survival Challenge. Editing the previous episode, I realized that I need to speed this whole process up, or there's going to be like 300 episodes of this one challenge. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Instead of doing things 2 days at a time, I decided to do a week for this episode. The first thing that I did on day 3 was get the pot that I left behind earlier. Then I decided to go look for some more sticks so I could make some more spears, cause I love me some spears. But alas, all I found were twigs. Legit 6 piles of twigs. After a while, I gave up on finding the sticks, and instead decided to go out to the city to loot up. The plan was simple. We go from our base to the nearby restaurant and loot it. After that, we make our way to the nearby residential buildings. Once we were at the restaurant, we found some company, and quite a lot of it at that, so I killed them all. Okay, it may have not been that much company, but either way we killed them all and then we looted up the restaurant. Turns out we raided the Mickey D's. We found some burgers, some fries, ketchup for those fries, vegetable oil, and a roasting pan. After raiding the restaurant, we continued with the plan of plundering the random neighborhood. Once we got to said neighborhood, we proceeded to exterminate all who reside there. After killing all the zomboids, I started looting, and well, here's how that went. Wow, this house is legit completely empty. This house, complete busted. Like the rest of them. Starting to think these residential buildings don't really got anything of value. Yeah, the loot ranged from disappointing to non-existent. All we really got was some scraps of food and a couple of not so good weapons. We ran into some more zomboids. After getting rid of the zomboids that were left in the immediate area, I promptly made my way back home. This is what we managed to do during day 3. I went to bed at 1 AM and woke up at 5 AM on day 4. Damn, that's almost as bad as my IRL sleep schedule. On day 4 I wanted to watch Woodcraft, but since I woke up at 5 AM, I decided to loot the building in the woods nearby to kill time. Oh, it's a watchtower! It's a fire watchtower. That's actually sick. Why didn't I set up base here? This would have been sick, bro. No zombies would hear me up here. I could be as loud as I want. Play music, dance, do cocaine, you know, all the fun activities. Turns out we were living right next to it this whole time. It didn't have any loot though. After the fire watchtower, we went back home to watch some Woodcraft. Once Woodcraft ended, I decided to go back to the same neighborhood that we were at yesterday. And of course, there were more zombies. One even had a shotgun. Once I dealt with all the zombies, I looted them. They had 3 guns and a bulletproof vest. I also checked some of the houses, but as always, they had nothing of real value. Found some more zombies. I think you get the idea at this point. And this, ladies and gents, is where I messed up. Yep, just ran willy-nilly into a zombie, like a dumbass. But luckily, it was just a laceration, and we're playing with saliva-only infection. Even so, it injured my right hand, which meant I swung my weapon slower, and my weapon broke as well. And you best believe I got out of there as soon as that happened. I'm gonna be honest, the journey home was an arduous one. Many a zombie along the way, which I had to kill bare-fisted because I didn't find any weapons and I didn't have any except for guns. All I found was food today, so that was fun. But eventually we got home and we were able to go to bed. And we woke up at 3 a.m. Seriously, how bad is Cordell Knight's sleep schedule? All I could really do was wait, and so I waited until about 6 a.m. when the cooking show started. At about 7 a.m. I decided we should go here today. Since it's on the outskirts of town, I thought it would have less zombies. And less zombies is good because my arm is still fucked up from yesterday. Of course there were zombies along the way. After killing all those zombies, we finally made it to civilization. Unfortunately, all this house had was a meat patty and canned tomatoes. The house was also equipped with a TV, which I used to watch woodcraft. After I left the house, the neighbors attacked me. And I decided to raid the neighbor's shed. All that I found there were a couple of planks. So I moved onward towards the house. No, I did it again, I did it again. Starting to think I'm not very good at this game. Luckily it didn't do any damage this time. We finally got to the house where I found some peas, some cereal, and a zombie. We also found a guitar and a keytar upstairs. A musician must have lived here. And that's all the house really had. So we continued onwards on our adventure only to meet a couple of zombies outside. Afterwards I went home. Not because I needed to, just I didn't know what to do. I decided to make the planks I found into spears. Then I attached a bread knife and a hand fork to the end to make them way stronger. And after making and eating a meal, I went outside to look for sticks. And Lady Luck finally gave me a break. I found sticks almost instantly. With sticks in hand, I went back home, made some spears, and then went to bed. Woke up on day 6 at 3 a.m, but that really isn't surprising anymore. For about 3 hours, I just stood there until 6 a.m, staring at a wall doing nothing. But then the cooking show was on at 6 a.m, so I went to watch that. But I thought that was enough staring at a wall for one day and decided to go back to the city. More specifically, I went to this part of the city. And of course, there were zombies. We found a wrench in the trunk of this car, but the car itself was locked, so all we could do was leave with the wrench. Hope that didn't scare you. Yeah, I entered the house next to the car, and all that was in there was some ground beef, so that's cool, I guess. Well, that was a lot of zombies. They almost broke all my spears. No, well, not almost. They broke 3 of my 4 spears, and I don't have anything to show for it. Well, now I'm just lying. My spears didn't actually break. The things attached to them broke, like the bread knife and the hand forks. The spears themselves are undamaged. But did you really think that was all the zombies in the street? Nah, we ain't done yet. We also found a well, an infinite water source. Next on the agenda was to loot this house. All that this building really had was food and a really good flashlight. We got to looting this house that the zombies were guarding, and after that house left me disappointed, I went to loot this one. Hope that one didn't scare you either. Here we found a tool belt and a baseball bat, and I didn't even know tool belts existed. Just trying to keep you on your toes. And look what I found. And I just had to see if the car had gas. Oh my god, it has fuel. Would you look at that, people? So yeah, now with a car we made out like bandits and got back home. So yeah, now that we were home, all that was left was to put stuff in its according cupboards and go to bed. Nighty night, and good morning. Or well, good night still because it's 3 a.m. like always. And today I thought instead of staring at a wall, I'd stare at a table. And I stared at the table until 6 a.m. and then I watched the cooking show. After the show ended, I decided to go into town and I took the car with me as well. Now, I didn't really have a plan, I just said this was gonna be a scouting mission, but that was an excuse so I could do like nothing and say I was still working. So I kinda just drove around town aimlessly. Found the gun shop called Double Barrel Shotgun. Clever name if you ask me. Pretty good name, actually. Double Barreled Shotgun. I was still wandering aimlessly until I saw a zombie with a hatchet sticking out of her back. I wanted that hatchet, man. I was gonna get it. Question is, can I clear all of them for that hand axe? Yeah, certainly worth a try. Let's go. There are more than I first thought. I could sacrifice the car and just run them all over. Is it wise leading all the zombies over to the car? I don't know. This hand axe better be in a good fucking condition, man. 3 spears for 1 hand axe. Is that a good trade? I don't know. You tell me. Now, it is time to continue moving forward. So apparently all the zombies were over here then. That's why I didn't see many earlier. At least I got accustomed to most of town this way. At this point my character's moodlets were starting to get to him, so I just went home. After making a meal and killing some time by reading books, I went to bed. And that's really all she wrote for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button if you did and want more videos like this. This has been Alfromly, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.